In the words of DJ Khaled, here's another one. And I want to put some things to rest before we proceed with tonight's proceedings. I know that there have been many. We've been watching the comment section. In case y'all are not aware, we have been watching like 40 going north, and we've noticed a common thread. I mean, not like a massive amount, but like it's on every video. At least one person would be saying something to the like of, why are y'all always talking about Candace? Well, I got an answer for you. And because you know what we like to do, answer questions. We gonna keep talking about Candace as long as Candace keeps talking about Charlie. And I just want to make sure that you all understand that. Okay? Please understand that. We are going to talk about Candace Owens as long as she talks about Charlie. I think that's a fair trade, because if no one's asking why she should stop talking, then no one should ask why we should stop. Okay? Because we are going to keep doing it. I just want to put that out there before we proceed. Now, Candace Owens has recently put out I'm going to say what it is, a threat. A threat. She wants war. Huh. What is it? She's putting out war. War with everybody. Everybody. And I'm assuming, since she did not make any differentiations in people, that would also include the widow of Charlie Kirk, Miss Erika Kirk. She didn't say she wasn't starting with it. She did say that she was going to start war with everybody. Since she said everybody around him was complicit in it, and the only time she actually talked about the wife was when she said, only her can make me shut up. Some people thought that was because they were communicating. Here's how I took it. Only she can make me shut up. I bet she won't. That's how I took it, based on how she's been making threats. So we have a portion of her video. Perfect face, by the way. Every time. It is without fail. Every time we talk about her, we have the perfect face for Candace Owens. In fact, I just got done watching a live that she did way back in the day. I think it's 7 years ago now. 30 minutes, and it's a completely different human being. When I tell you, not the same human. Not the same. I don't know who it is that this person is, but the one I saw on stage, and I understand people change over time, but they don't become a whole different human. I'm sorry. She want to talk about holograms and reptilians and AI. What is she? Clone? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So this might be a little bit longer than we did the last time. So I want y'all to bear with me. We're going to be reacting to the statement. And we're not just going to take that 1 minute clip of her being warlike. We're not going to take that. We're going through the whole portion that she covered so that we get everything in context. I don't want nobody saying, y'all should have listened to the part before and you should have listened to the part after, because y'all are making her look like she's making a threat, but she didn't. Okay. We're going to listen to you. We're going to honor your request, and we're going to listen to that portion in its entirety. Okay. Now, where she's going to start from is the whole idea of the video footage and blah, 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 and then go into the now viral clip of the I want war. Okay. I don't want peace. I want problems. Always. Oh, Lord, Candace. Candace, you kill me. You really, really, really kill me. You do. You make me hurt sometimes. You really do. But for the most part, you kill me. Please don't stab me. I want you doing that. All right? Proceed, Miss Owens.
So I knew that things were weird when I saw first and foremost, the camera guy, the one who takes down the camera. Seeing him lingering alongside Charlie at the event flagged me as weird immediately. Okay? That's why I reached out when people saw him taking down the camera. I said, what is this? Why are you here? Literally, why are you standing next to Charlie? I've never at any college event ever in 6 years had that man standing next to me at an event. Okay?
I want you all to understand where she's coming from. She said that she had been with Charlie for 6 years doing online campus events, and people are thinking, oh, she's telling the truth. You see, Candace really only joined TPUSA in 17. And I know that she wants you to believe that she's been talking on campus with Charlie since it began in 2012. That's what she's insinuating. But really, if I want to give her grace, let's give her from about 16, because it wasn't until 17 that she actually became more involved in politics on the right. In fact, before all that, she was steeped in the left. Like we said before, her websites and all that stuff got her in mad trouble. In 15, she was uh, a person that ran a thing called Degree 180, and it was anti-conservative. So there would be no way in 2015, or even joining him in 12, that Candace Owens would be even remotely thinking of speaking with Charlie Kirk on campus as a conservative. If y'all believe what she's saying to you, something be wrong. Her own history says otherwise. If in 2015 you are writing anti-conservative blogs, you couldn't possibly be speaking to conservatives about being conservative. In 2016, she launched a website that would expose bullies online, and that was where she got her whole doxing thing from. Okay? I just want people to be aware that when she tells you one thing, be assured it's a lie. That's all she does is lie. She began making campus appearances in 18 and 19, and then by 19, she was gone. Candace Owens has never been honest about what she actually has done in her life. She will never go back and tell you about the doxing website she had. She won't do that. But she's quick to tell you, well, my 6 years of talking on campus with Charlie, I've never seen, because you've never been on campus with him for 6 years, Candace. That didn't happen. Secondarily, just because you don't know somebody that's been with the team doesn't mean that they're not with the team. You ain't with the team. Last I checked, Candace, you are not with the team. You haven't been with the team for a while now. No one's been begging you to come back to the team. So because you don't know somebody, that strikes me as weird. That's kind of weird. Everything is weird with you, except you. Everything is weird about what you see, except what you see in the mirror. That should be the weird thing. I would tell you that should be the ultimate weird that you should ever find, is looking in the mirror. Now you have a problem with the way they run after you. They're not dealing with how you deal with things. Just because you don't want to have it that way doesn't mean that they can't have it that way. And because you feel he shouldn't be there doesn't mean he shouldn't be there, because no one's asking you. Ain't nobody going out of their way to consult Candace Owens about an entity you're not a part of. Nobody cares how you want it run. I don't know how you got off thinking that somehow you were the one that somehow everybody should consult with. Why is that? What made you the person they should look at? Anyway, continue.
Sometimes he wasn't even there. Other times, of course, when you are in AV, your job is to be somewhere quiet. Your job is to have on like headphones to make sure the audio is good. Maybe the idea that they're miking, the person running a company is miking you up, is completely absurd.
Why? I don't know if you understand this, but with a loud environment, Candace, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to put you on some game. In loud environments, sometimes they will want to have everybody talking to everybody, considering that not everybody will be able to hear everybody. So yeah, you can have a mic and headphones. I don't know how that's, why is that a problem for you? How is it weird that someone has a microphone or is mic'd up? You think the only person that they need to talk to is what, audience members? That they don't talk to each other? Bruh.
I didn't like it.
Did you?
It felt new to me.
Oh, sounds like a boomer statement. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like somewhat like a boomer would say. I don't. Can you imagine some old dude sitting there? I don't like this. Why? It's new to me. What is new? I don't like that new stuff. I can almost see people sitting on their porch saying, young people, I can't stand these young people today. Young, all this, listen to this hippity hoppity hoppity hoop. This news, I hate it. It's new. Candace, it's okay to have new stuff. It's okay to change directions, and it's completely fine to have a new method of operation. Sometimes the old way doesn't work. Sometimes you have things that will just evolve. Like you've become new. I don't like it. But you don't hear me saying, we'll complain about the things you say. You have a new look, right? You got a new platform, new intro. Some people get new stuff all the time. It's new. I don't like it. It's new. That's why it's suspicious, because it's new. If that's your moniker for figuring out whether something is suspicious, you might want to get your range checked.
You know what? When I called him, things got pretty weird. He acknowledged that a lot of new stuff was happening on that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I inquired to him immediately about the subtle changes that I recognized.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that struck me as wrong was that he lied to me.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Somebody lied to Candace, y'all. Stop the presses. I mean, no more bus routes. Somebody lied to Candace. And oh, listen, and not only did they lie to Candace, they lied to her about something she wanted to know that doesn't concern her. Candace, let me suggest something to you. If you harass people, which is what you sound like you've been doing, is harassing people, and they want to get rid of you, this is what they'll say. Lies. They're going to make up all kinds of stuff to you should get off the phone. So you just ignore. We'll lie to you. Look, I have no problem with them lying to you. You know why? You don't need to know nothing. You are not in the position you think you are. I know you made your whole outfit of the CIA, Candace Intelligence. The one word that should not be there in that whole layout is intelligence. Candace, your narcissism of trying to say that everybody needs to be honest with you. You even told the FBI, give me all the information you have now. And if you say, let me put you on another thing. If you say that you follow God, right? There is a verse in the Bible. One should not think higher of themselves than they ought. You seem to be doing the complete opposite. Anyway, continue.
I don't know why he was lying to me, but a lot of the things that he said didn't make sense.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Was he lying, or it just didn't make sense to you? Hear me out. Did you have a thought in your head as to what the answer should be? He didn't give that answer, and you took that as lying, but what he was doing was just giving you the answer, and you didn't like it. Now, again, those two are not, just because he gave you an answer you didn't like, didn't mean he lied. It just meant you didn't like the answer, so you thought he lied. Considering that you called him for information that you don't have, how do you know he was lying? That's my question. How do you know he was lying if you're calling him for information you don't have? So what are you comparing the lie to? You don't have the truth. You have zero information at all. But somehow when you call somebody to ask for the information, what they tell you, it's a lie. By what metric are you gauging it's a lie, Candace? Your belief? Your feeling? Your hope? Your wish? How is it a lie? Prove to me it's a lie. Prove it is a lie. Please prove it. You must have some sort of measuring tool, right? What would that be?
And I'm going to speak more thoroughly about what it was that he said, because obviously I recorded the phone call. I, of course, asked him why he took down the cameras.
I was zoning for a minute. I'm backing this up. I have to hear what I just heard one more time. And I want to ask the audience, if you heard with me what I heard, I have a question for you.
To have on like headphones to make sure the audio is good. Maybe the idea that they're miking, the person running a company is miking you up, is completely absurd.
Okay.
I didn't like it. It felt new to me. And you know what? When I called him, things got pretty weird. He acknowledged that a lot of new stuff was happening on that day. And I inquired to him immediately about the subtle changes that I recognized. And the thing that struck me as wrong was that he lied to me. I don't know why he was lying to me, but a lot of the things that he said didn't make sense. And I'm going to speak more thoroughly about what it was that he said, because obviously I recorded the phone call.
Okay, there it is. Obviously, you recorded the phone call. Phone call is allowed in Texas. I think that's where she lives, the one-party consent state. So there's nothing wrong there. However, Miss Receipts, can you please play that recording for us? Here's why. It's not that I don't trust you. I mean, you are trustworthy like nobody's business. It's just here's the thing. I just want to hear it from him. You know what I mean? I just want to hear it from him. Is that okay if I hear it from him? Is that cool? Can I hear it from him? I mean, you said that you recorded it, right? You said so. I'm just going based on what you told me. Just tell me. Why haven't you played that little bit of information? Again, man, look, I'm not the kind of person that's trying to pry in your personal life, but you said that you recorded it. Maybe you'll play it. Go ahead.
I, of course, asked him why he took down the cameras so quickly. I asked him to, first and foremost, simply show me the footage, because that's all I wanted to do. I'm thinking, again, we're all going to get the band back together and solve this murder. And he got weird. He got really weird. I said, I just want to see the footage so I can debunk. I know that you don't want to put more footage out there. That's fine. But just show me the footage so I can debunk all these internet conspiracies that you were hiding something. I was not suspicious of Turning Point at all, actually, when I called. And I asked him again, what's the reason? What's the reason for taking down the cameras quickly? Why hasn't the footage been released? Let me see it. And he told me that he had spoken only to Erika and the feds that he had regarding the footage. That is, he specifically told me that, as I said earlier, that he had secured that footage because he wanted to prevent Erika, as I told you, from having to relive that moment.
Okay. So as a friend, he was trying to save his friend from seeing what happened to her husband. On his part, he can only do what he can do, right? Okay. So let me ask, can he control anybody else's phone? No. Can he control anybody else's words? No. Can he control anybody else's recordings? No. So as far as he knows, he is doing what he can do. They might have potato film video. They might have fairly okay phone video, but they don't have 4K video. And so what he's going to do is make sure that nobody gets that footage. How is that bad? So he's looking out for Erika, but you find a problem with him doing that? Interesting. I want to make one slight correction. I was right about one thing, but not the other. She has a house in Texas, a $7 million house in Texas, but she resides in Nashville, which is still a one-party consent state. So again, if it's a one-party consent state, all you have to do is this, right? play the recording? Why is it so difficult for you to just play what he said? Why do you have to narrate? Why do you need to put your own twist on what he says? If you don't even have to remember, all you have to do is let him say it. You know what kind of bombshell that would be if you just dropped that? Just drop it. All right, maybe it won't though. Okay.
And that made entirely no sense to me. I told you guys, because we all can watch Charlie Kirk be murdered over and over and over and over and over again. So how are you sparing any emotions here?
Because he wouldn't be behind the release of footage he could control, Candace. How is it? I don't understand how this is difficult, people. I really don't. Look, I understand that you don't give a damn about your friend. You have no problem dropping text messages of your friends, private messages with you. You got no problem doing that. I get that you have zero respect for your friend's privacy because he dead. Right? You don't give a damn because he dead. He's dead. He can't stop me. I'm going to share everything we spoke about. All of it. Stuff that he shared with you in confidentiality, you out here dropping. You hated Charlie to do that. You look, if Corey or myself had something happen to each other, right? If one of us expired, do you think Corey's going to come on here and drop text messages between us? You think I'm going to come on here and drop? I've known Corey since 2018, I believe. 19, somewhere in there. 19 was 2019. Just about the length of time that you and Charlie had been together. And you think that my happy behind or his happy behind gonna get on this platform and say, I know exactly what happened, and here's what we talked about 6 years ago. Private interactions. That changes the entire dynamic of how people see me. Now, mind you, it's not like messages from yesterday or the day before or the day before that or last year. We're talking about 6 years ago. He decides to share messages or I decide to share messages. And we were in a completely different state of mind 6 years ago. And I decide to now put that as what Corey is now, or he decides to put that as what I am now. Do you think he would consider him a friend? Corey would have hated me. I would have to hate Corey to do that, and he would have to hate me to do that. We would not be friends. Who in their right mind would think I'd be his friend and he'd be mine? We were lying to each other. The difference that between you and us and regular people, Candace, we respect the people we call friends. You don't give a damn about the people you say you call friends. You don't even care about the families of those friends. You don't care. The way you talk about yourself proves that you don't care.
By taking down the back footage. And then it made even less sense to me and appeared to me as a lie once I saw the footage on FaceTime when I realized that there was no blood on Charlie.
So Charlie didn't die? So it's a lie because you didn't see blood. Of course, we don't know what she's talking about at all. Like at all. She's going through stories that you can't verify. That's intentional, by the way. You can't verify it because it is an all personal thing that she said she had an interaction, just like with the Macron case. I spoke to somebody who spoke to somebody who would reportedly talk to somebody that reported it. And that I know is the truth.
So it was the least traumatizing footage of all. Why be so secretive about it? He then told me that he needed to speak with Turning Point lawyers first to see about releasing the footage. I said, okay, fine.
Like that, you have a damn choice. Okay, fine. I guess I will let you speak to the lawyers about something legal. Don't know why you can't just give it to me. I am Candace Owens, after all. Don't you know who I am? I'm second to the king. Like, okay, sure, okay. Do you know how full of yourself you gotta be? Do you understand how full of yourself you got to be to tell somebody that told you I have to talk to my okay, fine. Oh, Candace, you crazy, but you hilarious, bro. Like, you are funny. You got mad jokes. Like, you, I think, hear me out. Just as a career suggestion in case this one falls apart. Stand-up comedy. No, for real. Here's how you do it, okay? Stand-up comedy, you go and you relive all of the live podcasts you did. But this is the face you start off with, right here. Get on front of the mic and just do this. And then say this. Isn't that weird? Just that's how you start every one of your stand-up routines. Isn't it weird? You actually upset that the man got a anyway. Wow. Okay.
I let him take a couple of days off, and then we got back on the phone.
I'm gonna back that up. I started to stop it, but it's shocking. Listen again.
On Charlie. So it was the least traumatizing footage of all. Why be so secretive about it? He then told me that he needed to speak with Turning Point lawyers first to see about releasing the footage. I said, okay, fine. I let him take a couple of days off, and then we got back on the phone.
You let him take a couple days off. I'm trying to decide if I go with a joke here or let it be. You let him take a couple days off. Now, if y'all have not seen the narcissistic thing that is going, if you haven't seen the narcissistic side of her yet, I don't know what you're looking at. Listen, she is telling you that she called somebody who was there and she wasn't, with no evidence about what happened except what some grainy phone showed her, demanded information, told him he was, and thought that he was lying to her because it sounded suspicious, demanded photo and video information. He said, I need to talk to the lawyer. And she has the gall to tell you, I let him have a few days. Okay.
And I said, look, that's kind of a BS excuse too, because you run your own company and the footage is owned by you. He then said, okay, yeah, I do own the footage. I just wanted, just coordinate, check, whatever. Okay.
So let me get this right. And again, y'all love this lady, right? The people that support Candace, y'all love this. Listen to me carefully. She is willing, listen to this carefully. She is more than happy for the man to, she is all of you upset about the breaking of protocol on this crime scene and not letting people have the information here and watch the cops aren't coordinating this off and how the chain of, all of that crap y'all talk about chain of custody. Y'all are listening to her asking a person to break chain of custody because they own their company. For her. As long as it's for her, anything illegal will work. You own the company. That's like mafia stuff. Hey man, you own the car. You can just give it to me. You don't need to see that and give it to no police. You don't need to talk to no lawyer. Just give it to me. Come on. You know, man, you know me. I know you. I know your family. We go way back. Give me the footage. I thought y'all were all about rule of law and making sure you keep things in order, chain of custody, tampering with evidence. I thought that was y'all. Now you want somebody to hand over evidence to somebody who ain't got a damn thing to do with the case because they asked for it? That's how that works? Y'all okay with somebody breaking the law for her? That's wild. That's wild. That is wow. Wow. Alrighty. That proves to me y'all don't care about actually anything. You're just going with whatever feels most crazy. Kool-Aid is must be sweet.
Kind of a lie number 2-ish.
Ish.
Then he said something that really bothered me. He said, I don't know how to send the footage. Like the file was too large. Oh, I was born yesterday. So you run an entire AV company and you don't know how to send footage. That didn't smell right to me.
You know, I submit. I submit. I submit. I submit. Submit. Now you dogging the man. This is what you call harassment, by the way. I want y'all to be clear. What she is doing is harassment. You call somebody up that you don't have any real affiliation with based on what you're calling them about. You beg them for something they told you that they have to talk to the lawyers about. Then you call them back to bug them again, harass them to get it, and assume that they have to give it to you because you don't feel comfortable with the fact they don't want to give it to you and they can't send it to you because it's a big file. It doesn't sit right with you, so that must be a bad thing. Must be a bad omen. He's a bad actor. You just really want that footage. But you just said earlier that everybody has footage, right? So what more do you want? Here's my question. You said that they're not giving it to you even though it's everywhere. Did y'all hear that right? I heard that right? I'm crazy check. Did I hear correctly that she said they shouldn't be surprised or shouldn't be problematic to send the footage to her because everybody has it? You shouldn't be worried about Erika seeing it because everybody's seeing it. That's what she said, right? Okay. If everybody has the information, you don't need his. If everybody's seeing it, what more could they have that you don't? So then if you really believe they have something that no one else has seen, then that should be for the cops to see, not you, right? Okay, maybe the police hired you. Maybe what it is, the police and the FBI came to you, Candace Owens, because you are the CIA, and they said to you, you know what? We've seen the level of your work when it comes to the Macrons. You found a man where a woman was, and we need you to investigate Charlie Kirk's murder. Only you can prevent forest fires. And that's what they told me, and I have to harass everyone on planet Earth until I find something that would justify my harassment of innocent people. Yeah. Okay.
It got even more bizarre. He told me, and this is when I was extremely uncomfortable. He said, after I offered, you can just use WeTransfer. He said, I don't want to just send the footage over the internet that's behind Charlie's head because I'm worried that Google might hack me.
I have Google. I've had multiple Google accounts. And I can tell you that Google isn't really the, what's the word? The most secure. Google isn't the most secure. They have had multiple breaches in security. And with that kind of footage, considering that the police are the one that should really have it, considering that they're just going to turn it over to the cops, why in the world would I risk sending that volatile type of information over the airways to you, someone who does not have any stake in this case? Hear me out. I know this is a huge case. FBI is involved. The police is involved. State, district attorney. I mean, this is massive. And some rando YouTuber that knew Charlie calls me up to ask me for the footage that really only the FBI and security people would have and want for the case. That's what, right? Okay. So you want me to believe that you are the one that I should send it to. Because you asked. That's a narcissistic trait again, by the way. Okay.
I swear.
I swear. Candace, do not swear by heaven or by earth. Again, you said you're the Christian. Christ is king and everything. Do not swear by heaven or by earth. That's and it's in the book. You say you read. Well, I don't know if you actually read it. That's just what you say, but you swear. You know what? You wouldn't have to swear if you could just play the audio. Hear me out. Look, you would avoid having to. I put my hand upon this fake Bible, and you don't have to do that if you just play the actual audio. You said you recorded it. It's a one-party consent state. You don't have to get their permission to play it, even because it's yours. Once you've recorded it on your end, it is yours. They can't sue you. They can't shut you up. Nothing. You are free and clear to play it. Play it. You wouldn't have to swear. But again, remember we spoke about this before. Whenever people have to try and coerce you to believe them, they're probably lying. That's what he said. I swear. No, really. I swear that's what he said. Just believe me. I swear. Okay.
On everything I love, that's what he told me. He was afraid that Google was going to hack him.
You swear on everything. Considering that you don't really give a damn about Charlie, I can believe that you would swear on everything. I'm not going to swear on everything. I'm not going to swear on nothing. My word is my word. I don't need to swear it.
So at this moment, I got a little bit, I looked at my team and I started snapping across the table, and I was like, I said to them, literally, guilty of something. I don't know. This is weird. What a stupid lie. I mean, what do you mean? So I said to him, let's just pretend that does happen. For whatever reason, Sergey Brin is sitting around and he's going, I want to hack this person because I want to see footage.
That's new to me. I don't think the head of Google is the one that's going to hack anybody. Listen, I don't think the head of Google is the one that they're worried about. I think the bad actors in Google would be the ones they're worried about. You know what I witnessed after Charlie Kirk's death? Here's what I witnessed. Okay. I have a group X account with Savage Patriots, okay? And we have a few straggling lefty accounts that pop up once in a while. The crazy thing is, right after the day after, I think it was like the day after the following days, um, the left was, I mean, rabid with video of the death of Charlie. And I mean, they were playing it on, you could scroll, and every video was of that one guy's camera shot of him actually dying. Could you imagine what kind of people would want to have even more clear video? Look, they made t-shirts, they made AI videos, they made a couple of statues, they memes, all of them. Everywhere you looked on the left, they were making fun of his death. Everywhere. Could you imagine if they happened to get a hold of 4K video up close from behind? Could you imagine that? Could you? Could you imagine what they would do with that information? Secondarily, can you possibly understand what the enemies of Charlie Kirk would do with that footage? But you want them to just go along with your request outside of what the police say, outside of what your lawyers say, and just send you footage. Man.
Behind Charlie's head. Does it. Whatever. And then he gives the footage to Fox News, CNN, and they play it. And what happens after that? I said to him, oh, I know what happens after. We all get to see Charlie Kirk die from a different angle. We've seen it die from 1,000 different angles. Like, what is actually changing if Google hacks you?
Good, then you don't need it. I'm glad you said that. Man, you see? Okay, I recant. You are not crazy. You're not crazy. If that is really your thought process, Candace, that, hey, so what if it gets hacked and they get it? So what? People are going to see him die from a different angle? Oh, well. Then if that's the case, you don't need it. What are you going to see? Charlie die from a random angle? Why do you see? Nobody needs it. He doesn't need to send it at all. I am glad that you agree with the man. I'm so glad that you can say nobody needs that. You see, small steps, people. Baby steps will get us where we need to get to. Baby steps. Baby steps. Eventually, she'll crack out of it. Now I'm being Mr. Hopeful. See, Corey is rubbing off on me. So what if they get it? Now let's look at this from the opposite end. What if they get it? What if they get exactly that information? What if the people that really, 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 really have nefarious intent get that footage? Aside from the concept that it might mess with the court case when it does go viral. Wow.
Weird. A weird thing to say. I also asked him who he was on the phone with after Charlie got shot. And he told me, and I kid you not, he was on the phone with the ops that were back in Arizona watching. And I said, what ops? We don't have people back in Arizona watching when we do college campus events. Is that something new? He said, yes, it is new. In fact, this was the first time we were doing it. He said there were two ops that were watching it back in Arizona.
Did y'all hear it? Did y'all hear it? I'm going to play it again so you hear it, but I want to know if y'all heard it. There was one little word she threw in there. One random interesting word. It was a very off the color kind of word. And it didn't fit because for some reason it's not true. Okay. She said, we, Candace, you are not part of Turning Point USA. You are not part of the setup. You are not part of the intricacies. You are not part of it. It is not we, it is them. You are not part of it. What do you mean we don't? It is not you. At every point, I think this couldn't get any worse. It's not you.
And he told me that the reason that they were doing it was because, Candace, he said, Charlie, he was so ambitious and it wasn't fast enough that it was all being live streamed. He wanted people to live cut the clips so that they could be the first people to get it on the internet. He didn't want to, he's like, not even a second to be wasted. So live streaming so everybody can watch, but they were racing some people to get the clips out faster than anybody else because Charlie's ambitious. Now,
at this point, I'm hoping that people can watch like I'm watching. And remember that she said that she recorded this. Just remember that she's the queen of receipts. She's the queen of proof. She's the queen of facts. She doesn't mess around. When she speaks, it's all facts. She loves the truth. She loves God. Everything's about being good. But as soon as she starts talking about this guy who she says she has recorded, instead of playing it, she decides that she was going to try and from memory remember what he said. And as she's talking, I'm trying to remember exactly how to phrase what he was. Basically, what he said was essentially was maybe possibly this is what I got from. Dave Chappelle would have said it best, because we know that this girl was clearly lying. That never took place.
I got a little suspicious, and he could sense that I was now growing increasingly suspicious with every random thing that he was saying. He sent me a video that I didn't ask for. I wanted to see the footage. He then sends me a video. And I guess this was supposed to work as some sort of an alibi. I don't know if he thought that I thought that he shot Charlie. I certainly did not think that he was involved in pulling a trigger and killing Charlie Kirk.
No, but you were suspecting that Turning Point USA had something to do with it. Remember? You said that. Like the day after. Do you not remember? That's on the internet too, by the way. He sent you video, right? Okay, cool. He sent you something that you didn't have before. Kudos to him. I want to buy that man a beer. I hope he was trolling you. I really do. I hope he was laughing on the other end, trolling the ever-living daylights out of you, and decided to send you just something to piss you off even more. I hope that's what he did. He sent me something I didn't ask for. He should have not sent you anything at all, even if you asked for it. What? More importantly, I could sense that I was getting frustrated. Maybe it's the constant badgering to get something that could tell that something was up. Maybe that's what it was.
I actually don't know why this video, I don't know what this video could have done that he sent me, other than to make me feel even more uncomfortable.
Yes, good. Good. Yes. Look, what? Okay, I'm partially convinced he did that on purpose. I am partially convinced that he did that on purpose. I halfway want to shake his hand. Even if it wasn't intentional, even if it was a mistaken troll, I want to shake his hand and say, man, good job, bro. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go.
because the video he sent me is quite shocking.
Okay,
It's
send
also
it.
the reason that I knew that Tyler Boyer was lying when he tweeted that this guy was commanded by the police to take down the cameras. He's lying because I have every minute of what this guy was doing, thanks to him having sent it to me, okay? Every minute of what he was doing before he took those cameras down. And there are only 4 minutes, by the way, before he takes those cameras down. So he's next to and he is in front of Mikey McCoy when Charlie gets shot. Now, to his credit, he actually did see Charlie get shot. He saw in like a split second, sees Charlie bleeding and runs, and doesn't run very far. He just runs a couple of yards away. Now, I should mention that the camera guy, he too was also brought into the company by Tyler Boyer, okay? And if you have worked with Charlie for this long, over a decade, and you watch Charlie Kirk get shot, what do you do?
So you have footage that you're asking for? I want to make sure. Did you just say, I know for a fact that he was lying because I have footage that shows him? So you have footage? You don't need anything more. But you also said there was no blood. But now you're saying he was bleeding. And now you're questioning people as to how they react when someone gets shot. I could take a guess. This is just a shot in the dark. No pun intended. I feel like maybe what would happen is shock, fear, and in some cases, all senses would shut off. For other people, you may go into absolute panic mode. And for others, you go into zoom, focus. And you know what happens after the focus? You break down. I only had one incident kind of like that before, okay? Something pretty drastic happened, and the first thing that clicked in my mind was not fear. It wasn't run, cry. It was focus. That's just me. There are people around me, however, that absolutely lost their ever-living minds because everybody handles that kind of chaos differently. Some just go, some people get right on the ball and they just get stuff done. I have a friend like that. My friend, when he gets into that mode of something bad happens, he functions. It's just an automatic, get this done, this needs to get done. Someone breaks their leg, he'd be like, okay, get this, and this. He'd seen people get popped before, and he's no, get that, get this, and he'll jump right in, get it done, and then when it's all said and done, it finally hits what just happened, and he can breathe through it, and it's like, crap. The shakes come, the adrenaline goes away, and you finally get a moment of clarity of what just took place. In your mind, you think this is a movie. You think that everybody's supposed to behave like the Avengers in some level, or somebody's supposed to be like, oh my goodness, and just collapse on the floor, screaming and pounding and saying, oh my gosh, that's what you think's supposed to happen? But then again, you're not a man. So I'll tell you what most men do. They respond with getting stuff done because they know that an emotional reaction will delay fixing. Now you're judging a man by how he handles something that you're behind didn't see. How would you behave, Candace, if you were there? If you were there when Charlie got shot, what would you do? No, for real, what would you do? Grab the camera? What, stand around, move away, weep, moan, go grab Charlie? What would you do? You have the benefit of hindsight. He didn't.
What would you do? I'm asking you this question at home. What would you do? I say two things that are pretty commonplace, right? You choose between fight or flight. You run towards him or you run away, and you run away far because you don't know what's happening. Is it?
Okay, I'll be nice. The third option is freeze. The fourth option is solace. Call the people that need to be called. Let them know what needs to happen, what just happened. Because you also know that there are people that are going to do exactly what you just said, go to. Because there is a chain of events that will happen, and you know what the actual process is. Especially if I see it happen and I see 4 people, which is about the amount that went to Charlie, I'm not going to step out and make a fifth to get things to be even harder for him to move. Nope, I'm going to stay back. Somebody has to call. I'm going to be that guy. I love when people have hindsight and they want to tell you what you should and shouldn't have done and didn't have done and done it. You always know, right? You weren't there. You didn't witness the man get shot. You didn't. But all of a sudden, you are the one that knows exactly what everybody should have done. And the only reason you're saying that is so that you could have gotten that footage yourself. To do what? Blast it. To say, see what I have, everybody? I'm the investigator here. Look what I have. I got it. I got this footage. No one else has it. It's just me. Yeah. I'm doing, and you know what I'm going to show you? What I believe is the problem here. Again, it's just that face, you know?
One shot? Are there multiple people? Are you being pursued? There's no way to process that. If you are going to be in flight, you should be sprinting and maybe calling 911. That's what I would have done if I wanted to run away and not towards Charlie to make sure he's okay.
That makes you inefficient at a job. That's all. You just sound like an audience member at that point. That's all. That's okay. That's your reaction. Cool. At least you told us what you would do. You wouldn't run towards Charlie because, remember, you're his friend. You'd run away to call 911. I hope everybody caught that. I hope y'all remember what she just said about her best friend, Charlie Kirk. If she was there, she'd run away and call 911. She wouldn't run to him, not her best friend, not the one that she boogied down to Kanye with. Not that one. No, she wouldn't. You would run away because you don't want to get shot too. You know, and Charlie Dunn. I mean, this is par for the course. Remember when she shared that text message about him saying, if it is his message, by the way, I'm not convinced it's him, but she shared this message that she said was from him, where she said that he told her that I was afraid. I kept dreaming I would die young, and then you said, okay, that's what's up. You just move right past what the man just told you. He is bearing his soul about dying, about not living to see the end of this mission. He dreams about it all the time. That's what he's been telling you. And your response is, well, it sounds just like a little bit of an affirmation of things to happen. It's like, it's not that big a deal. That would, at least you're consistent in that you wouldn't give a damn if you were shot. You just run away. Okay, that makes sense. For the first time in your whole tirade, you make sense.
But this second close friend of Charlie chose to run just a few yards away up to a grassy knoll.
But you just said you'd run all the way away. At least he's staying close enough that if they needed help, he could still be there. You took off. You went, pew! You went to get the kids. You went, took off. You became road runner. You just admitted that. You said that's what you would do. Now you dogging somebody who would stay close. Can't win. Can't win. Yeah, you can't win. Can't win.
To take out his phone. A couple of seconds later, he takes out his phone and he begins recording himself.
Yeah.
It's a selfie video. Takes a video of himself. So let's watch that video.
Yeah, let's watch it.
They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie.
Oh, look. Whoa. Candace, guess what they have? Things under control. Did you see that? They have Charlie in hand. What do you want him to do? What would you like him to do? Remember, you would be on the phone with 911, right? Okay. What if there are 1,500 people on their phone with 911? I'm just asking, why is him recording himself saying that they shot Charlie Kirk a problem for you? I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. Why is that a problem? But they have Charlie there. Okay, cool.
They just shot Charlie. He's dead. God help him.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought he was too. I was too. I was completely convinced that he was gone. Secondarily, you do understand that the current mood of people in today's society is to record themselves. It is to record yourself. But when I saw the shot, I knew Charlie wasn't going to make it. I knew it. There was, in my mind, no doubt. I thought, no, he's not going to make it. I even told people when I said he's not going to make it. Made a whole video. He's not going to make it. You looking at a dude that saw the person you say you loved get shot, and you're going to judge him making a video while you out here disgracing the man who was shot in almost 60 videos. I want this to make sense to people. She's dogging a man making one video of himself when she's out here and made a whole hour-long video trying to cry, shed 2 tears, spent the rest of the videos on her whole platform dogging Charlie, dragging his name through the mud, the muck, the mire, destroying what little legacy he had left. But your problem is him recording himself. Wow.
That's the first time it was announced, actually, that Charlie Kirk was dead.
Oh, wait. So he was live? Oh, you forgot. You forgot to mention that? Say it ain't so, Candace. Hold on. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you suggested to us that he just sent you this video that he recorded himself doing? You said this. Your words just a second ago was, this is what he recorded himself doing. You didn't tell us that he was live. That would explain why he showed his face, huh? Maybe the whole video now makes sense. That the man was recording, but not just recording randomly to send to you or to keep for himself. He was live. Oh, wow. You see how quickly she slipped that in? Do you see how quickly she slipped that in? Oh, this is the first time we heard that. Wait, well, how could we hear for the first time that he had died if it wasn't live? So you lied, Candace. You lied. And you lied on a grieving man. It's not just a recording. It's a live video right after his friend was shot. Wow.
It's kind of weird. Go ahead, catch your breath, hit rewind, watch it again, watch it over and over again like I did, because you're probably thinking out loud, what the F did I just watch?
No, we're not sadistic. We ain't crazy. We're not sadistic. We don't look for violence at every turn. That's not us. That's you, but that's not us. You see, we still have some humanity left. That's what we have, is humanity. We understand that the man was going live to let people know what was going on. You don't want to acknowledge that fact, because you would be a coward and run the hell away instead of trying to help your friend that you say you love so much, that you went fishing to the point where you had to go to Wyoming to reminisce the feeling of being with Charlie. Instead, your ignorant ass would have taken off and run away from the friend that you said you had and let him bleed out. That's what you would have done. You'd let him bleed out. No wonder I wouldn't want you for a friend. You complain about everybody doing something when you just admitted you'd be a chicken, a lily liver, and run. You'd take off. You'd say, F you, Charlie, I'm out of here. I don't want to lose my life too. I mean, you can die. You can go ahead, man. You go ahead. But I'm not losing my life for nothing. I'm gone. Pew. Everybody else got you. I'm good. They got you. I'll call the cops for you, though. On my way home, I'll call the cops for you. They don't even do that. Look, man, what? That sounds like some hood stuff. Like when you really don't need, like you have a partner, but he ain't really your partner. And there's a shootout, and he gets popped, but you just leave him there. And even most of them don't do that. Wow. You mad because the man stayed nearby. You'd have took off.
What's going on? What were Charlie's closest friends and allies and the people that were going to carry on the torch doing? Oh, picking up phone calls they were already on, and filming themselves and prematurely announcing when not a single person could have known.
Untrue. Categorically untrue, Candace, and you know this. Candace, come on. This man got popped in the neck, bro. The neck. The neck. The instant it happened, even looking at this from hindsight, the day of, hours later, you can tell that everything was shut off. Everything got shut off. Everything. When you saw that video, if you saw that video, Candace, you know the man was gone. It wasn't even, it might have been seconds. He might have lasted a few seconds after, but that's about all. I got that. I got that close to crying. Why? Because it was heartbreaking to see. It was heartbreaking to see. Seconds. It almost felt like rigor mortis set right in the instant he got popped. So for somebody to say he's gone is not far-fetched. It's an easy and very, 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 very decisive conclusion to come to. Look, I understand you may not want to admit that because it hurts. Okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that admitting it hurts. That maybe you thought he should have waited to verify for sure because you couldn't admit the fact that the man was gone. I'll give you that. But you aren't everybody, Candace. And everybody ain't you.
Charlie Kirk is dead. Less than a minute. Declared dead. No instinct to run towards him. No instinct to run further away, maybe because you got to backtrack and go get the cameras a minute after this ends is when he goes and gets the cameras, okay?
Yeah, it makes sense, Kent. Anyway, you know what? I ain't bothering trying to correct you no more.
Rather, let me record me and my reaction, which doesn't actually feel to me to be too distraught, okay? In fact, if this is one of those videos that made me so upset that I was like mad at other people, you know, like I was like mad at Savannah. I saw Mikey McCoy's reaction. Now I'm looking at this guy's reaction. I'm like, Savannah, like one of the homies. I get assassinated. You film yourself. I get assassinated. You're talking about my succession plan. A couple of days later, I get assassinated. You're lying about little things about me. Everything Turning Point is doing is wrong. And
Whoop. So close. It almost fell out there. You lying on the dude. You out here, all you do is lying on the dude. You getting you lied about the man converting to Catholicism. You lie about the man loving hip hop. You lie at every turn about the man. You're doing the exact same thing that you say they're doing.
you know it's wrong. You know it's wrong deep down. And I want to say this because there has been a lot of reading in between the lines. It's strange to me. I think I'm a very direct person and I say what I mean. And I do not want people to mistake what's happening right now or to wrongly assume my attentions here. So allow me to be very explicit, okay?
For a change, you mean? Because all you do is speak around. But that's all you do is speak. You don't speak frankly. Unless, of course, you know, you want to threaten somebody. I'm assuming that's what's coming next. Let's hear it.
I want war with all of you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All of you. And there's a reason. I'm going to get to that reason in a little bit, but I want more with all of you. So write your articles, issue your statements, email the White House, reach out for comment. Okay. Say whatever it is you want to say about me. I want more with all of you. Because I know that this isn't right. And there is no way you are going to convince me and the rest of the world that all of this is normal.
Okay, so I'm wanting you to just understand this one point that she just brought up. She's wanting war with all of you. Who did she not exclude? She didn't exclude Erika. That would be part of all of you, wouldn't it? Turning Point USA, the White House, everyone, even Erika, huh? You want war with everybody. And under no circumstances will you believe anything they tell you. So no matter if they show you proof, you're not going to believe it. No matter what you see, you're not going to believe it because you're never going to be convinced. That's what you said. So what if it is that a crazy, lunatic, homosexual, furry guy did that? What if it does show that, yes, Tyler did indeed shoot Charlie? Okay, let's just say he did have a help in trying to make sure he covers his track. Okay. But what if it is that's all? That it was no Israel, it wasn't the White House, it wasn't Turning Point USA, it wasn't Egypt, it wasn't the beekeeper people, it wasn't the sand people, it wasn't the reptilians, it wasn't AI. It was simply a crazed man that hated Charlie and his message that did it. What if that was proven to you? You still wouldn't believe it. That's what you just said. You wouldn't believe it. There's no way that you can convince me, which means you've already made up your mind, right? Cool. All right.
We're not just going to keep on going and jump into a succession plan. We're going to figure out what the hell happened on September 10th first. And I'm going to tell you guys, Charlie had a vision. We'll get to that after a few ads.
Charlie had a vision. Last time I checked, the person that knew what Charlie's vision was his wife, not you. You weren't married to him. Charlie didn't knock you up and get you pregnant. He had that with Erika. Last time I checked, the person that was most intimate with him in the later days of his life was Erika, not you. The person he told his most confidential things to was Erika, not you. The one that he was building his company with was Erika, not you. The one that he loved was Erika, not you. You were nothing. You are not part of Turning Point USA. You were a bullet point. That's all you were, a bullet point. A stopgap. A point in time. Passé. Old news. Retroactive. You are not the main character, Candace, and nobody owes you shit. Nobody in the entire Kirk family owes you an answer. They don't owe anybody an answer. They don't owe Charlie's fans. They don't owe anybody any monicum of explanation. No one gives a damn what you think, how you feel, what you want. Who the hell do you think you are? You people are disgusting. You out here demanding all kinds of stuff from people that doesn't have anything to do with you. You want war. You're already at war with the demons inside you. Fight that first. Fight the war you have with all them wicked, demonic forces you got in your mind and heart. Fight that first. See an exorcist, something. I need to get to the bottom of this. Why? Who asked you? Who asked you to do anything for them? Act like some damn crazed side chick that never got any. You would have slashed the man tires. And the fact that you have people eating out of your hands with this dumb shit is crazy to me. It's really crazy to me. But I understand why you have those kinds of people eating out your hands, because they're just as lost as you. For all that they say they care about Charlie, they're quick out here to destroy Charlie that they say they loved. Charlie out there preaching an evangelical God Instead, they want to believe somehow he's preaching the Pope kissing a ring with Dagon's statue on his head. The man that they say was such a great person that believed in Jesus can't even capitalize God's name in a text. The man that was such a steeped man in the Bible is conflating Moses with David. I guess I'm Moses. You can be my David. They're not even in the same. Bro, what? Not even the same story. Moses was in Egypt. What are you talking about? That was proof right there that that was not Charlie. If it's one thing Charlie knew, was the history in the book. Charlie was steeped in God's word. He was. He could run circles around people trying to throw verse. They could. I've seen debates where these people come to him and say, "This is the verse." He's like, blap, 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 drop the verse on them and quote it. And you want me to believe that Charlie was so remedial in the book that he couldn't figure out the difference between Moses and Aaron being together and David and Jonathan? That's what you want me to believe. I could see him saying, "Hey, I feel like David, you can be my Jonathan." I could see that. I could even see him saying, "Hey, I am Moses, you can be my Joshua." I could see that. David? Oh, Candace, here's what you're going to lie on somebody, get to know the book that they knew better more. If you're going to lie on somebody about the Bible, maybe get to reading the Bible a little bit more instead of listening to the Pope and kissing his ring and getting paid by the Vatican and Qatar as they make their peace deals. Maybe stop trying to push the one world religion and accepting radical Islam like Charlie didn't want and trying to change the man's message. Nobody owes you this, Candace. Nobody in the Kirk family, in TPUSA, President Trump, any of the people that was his real friends, they don't owe you an answer for anything. They don't owe us that either. If tomorrow Erika decides, I will not press charges, I forgive him, which is what she said, right? If she says, I forgive him and I'm not going to press charges, you know what she can say? She's not pressing charges. She can do that. Did you know that? Yeah. Then you're going to find a conspiracy theory about that too. Then you're going to demean her and say that she should have. Again, you're not the wife. You were scorned. He didn't want you. He picked Erika. You settled for George. Yeah. That's what happened. That's the reality of everything right now. You were rejected. You mad? You don't like Erika. You want war with everybody? Okay. Now hear me out, Candace. If war were to come to you, don't cry victim. Don't complain that they're coming after you and they're trying to silence you. Don't talk now. After this point, you could never say anything about being silenced because you said you want war. Not just any war with everybody. That means if Israel decides to want to silence you, you can't say nothing because you wanted this. You welcomed it. You said you wanted it. After that video, you should never, ever, ever let it fall out your mouth that, they're trying to silence me. No, duh. But you wanted it. That's like when people come here and say, I want all the smoke. And then the smoke starts to get a little bit too thick and they start to see fire. Pew! Don't run. Don't run. Do not run. You say you love Charlie, you want to defend it, defend. Don't complain, defend. And for all the people that are in her wheelhouse and agree with her 100% about everything, here's my biggest question of the year. Which one of the conspiracy theories that she's put out about who killed Charlie do you believe? Because they were all factual. Every last one of her conspiracy theories about Charlie were factual. She said she knows for a fact on every one of them. She knows. I didn't say that. She did. She knows there was something up with the plane from Egypt. She knows that Israel had something to do with it. She knows that the FBI had something to do. She knows that Turning Point had something to do with it. She knows. So, since you believe her, which one of those were true? Which one was true? Just tell me. Because they can't all be true. Unless, of course, then you think that they're all true. Maybe it was the Beekeeper Society that did it. Maybe he didn't get shot by a bullet. Maybe he got shot by a bee. Maybe what they had was like a and they shot a bee through him, and it was a bee. That's why they couldn't find it. Maybe it was a bee. Which one do you believe? Which one's true? Which one's true? I mean, you say you believe her. She's the truth. She's the light. She's almost like God. She's never wrong. So which one did she tell the truth about? I really feel for Erika. I feel for his kids. I feel for his true friends. I feel for the memory of Charlie. And the reason I feel for it is because nobody deserves this. Well, okay, maybe not nobody. No, nobody. Nobody deserves it. Nobody deserves to be lied on. If you did something wrong, you should be called on it. But nobody deserves to be lied on. If you were a horrible person in life, okay, cool. Drag him through the mud. But the man didn't deserve this. The family don't deserve this. Turning Point don't deserve this. You just said you had the whole thing recorded. We haven't heard. This is not a new video, folks. This is not new. This is not like, oh, today. In case you want to know how long ago this video was, this was 4 days ago. 4 days. And you tell me in 4 days she couldn't drop this audio of this recorded conversation to prove what she's saying? She couldn't do that? You must just believe it. Listen, my closing statement to all of you who want to believe what she's saying. Maybe you're going through a portion of grief that you haven't yet come to grips on. You're probably in the denial stage, and she's helping keep you in that denial stage. And that you are hoping that something that she says will come to fruition to give you closure. If that is the case, understand that Candace is exploiting your grief. Maybe you're in the anger section of your grieving. She's exploiting your anger to keep you grieving. She's not allowing anybody to fully close off their grief. She left you cliffhanging so she can go get her 10 days, 15 days of grief analysis, but no. Not you. She kept you cliffhanging to come back and make sure that your grief is extended. Charlie is dead. Charlie Kirk is dead. A husband and a father is dead. Somebody killed Charlie Kirk. Right now, they have somebody in custody that they say killed Charlie Kirk. No evidence, none, has been presented in any way, shape, form, or fashion to solidify or contradict so far. No tangible evidence. The best thing we can do is wait. People like Candace Owens exploiting the death of Charlie Kirk to pay for her lawsuit with the Macrons is diabolical. And you are helping her be diabolical. And in a lot of ways, you are not helping her heal. If she really did love Charlie, I don't believe that, but if she did love Charlie, you are helping her remain in a state of unhealing. Many of you loved Charlie vicariously through a screen, from the way you heard him speak, what you knew about him, you loved him. Whatever it is that you knew about it, you loved him. Some of you even met him in person. Some of you shook his hand. Some of you might have been closer than that. But I'm sorry to report that Charlie Kirk is dead.
I stab stereotypes, the map, the aftermath, math. You call it conflict, I call it context. Two lenses, one text, next to flex. They clip a clip, too quick, fix the narrative. I stitch the stitch back to the narrative comparative. When your feed feeds a frenzy, rewind, find the friendly faces in the frenzy that they fenced away. Street light testimony, shadow speaks different in bright light than in night fights. Watch the white light bite. I got verbs that twist verbs, siren that reverse sirens. Hear the siren say, listen.